Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. So, what I want to talk to you today about is how we all have fewer friends than what we think. And it always surprised me when certain people on YouTube would mock me for saying I only had, like 5 female friends. And what I think people forget is, what does the word friend mean? Sometimes it means an acquaintance. Sometimes it means a person you will take a bullet for. And for me, if I call someone my friend, that means I'm willing to really go out of my way to help them. Whereas sometimes you can use an example of an acquaintance, classmate, co-worker, stuff like that, to put them in their proper place. The word friend has gotten diluted because of social media and business relations. Some people think, oh, I'm so popular, I got all these friends, they like me so much. But when things hit the fan and you need them, are they going to feed you? Are they really going to drive you to the doctor? Are they going to be there for you when you no longer have your status? Will they defend you when they are outnumbered with people who dislike you? And so for me, I've had the same friends since, before I was in elementary school. Some of the friends I have that are my female friends, I have known them since I was in junior high. So when I call them my friends, these are women who I've fought next to protect them from women who are trying to jump them. These are women who fed me when I had no food. These are women who, if they died, I would look after their children. To me, I have a very deep connection to them, and I don't have time for more than 10 female friends. And I just find it quite interesting how social media and a little bit of views will make people think they have more friends than what they do. And you have to keep yourself in check, I'd say. Some people only want to be your friend because you have status. And once they see you fall, they will leave like rats in a sinking ship. They won't stick around to pull you out of the flood. They'll just step on your fingers and go on to the next, tail ride of another influencer or whoever they can use. And I hope that you really look at the friends in your life and ask yourself, what would this person really do for me? What would this person really say about me? How do I feel about this person? Before you call them a friend and before you mock anyone for their lack of huge multitude of friends. Time and time again, people will say, oh, when I went to jail, none of my friends wrote me. Oh, when I lost my good paying job and I couldn't go out to fancy places, these people didn't call me. Oh, when I got into this social media argument, nobody made videos to help me. Oh, when I got into the argument with the boss and I needed someone to have my back and people could see I was in the right, they didn't stick up for me and stand with me because they just wanted to retain their jobs. There's so many examples someone can give showing you that you should be more careful with whom you call a friend. Having close friends of a solid companion-like squad is much better than having a room full of so-called friends who wouldn't really do much with you, wouldn't pick you up from an airport, wouldn't drop you off at an airport. If you needed a bill paid, they wouldn't do it, or they wouldn't pay Like if they borrowed money, they wouldn't pay you back. A lot of shadiness happens. A lot of shadiness happens. And stress and turmoil show you who your friends are, and your real friends will shine, and true friendship is quite rare. So people who have it and can say, these several 5 people will probably be at my funeral, will probably cry for me, that's a true friend. People who just want to use you, just want to be in the limelight, want you to help them get some status or something, those are not friends. And some people also should remember that there are some women who only want to be friends with pretty girls. There's some men who only want to be friends with guys who can give them some clout. There's a lot of different ways in which people use each other. So this is something you must be aware of. How can people use you? Are you usable? And if you are usable, you must ask yourself, is it wise to call everyone friends? Is it wise to brag that you think you have so many friends, to only then be embarrassed when the true testing comes up and not one raises their hand for you? And if you realize what the word friend means, then truly you can learn to regulate it more effectively within your life. And so never feel bad for not having 300 friends, right? Be careful, because that's how social media and these people who think they have a lot of friends get into very deep spirals of depression when they have all these people who were supposedly their friends who never showed up or cared when they went through a mental health crisis, when they went through a good event. Where were those people? There's like a disconnect. You had all these friends, yet they weren't there for you in the bad, sometimes barely even in the good. And this creates a disconnect, and you can't handle being alone. You can't handle dealing with the fact that it's okay sometimes to walk alone. It's okay to be comfortable within yourself. We all need companionship, but having one good solid friend is better than having 10 fake friends who give you flattery, who brown nose, who are deviant, who have an agenda, right? You have to really be cautious. And if you're too eager to make friends, that's how you get spies. That's how you get some really strange people who want to use you and manipulate you like a little puppet, because they can see how desperate you are for friends, and how you're overly welcoming. You know, having a consistent friend group that's very tight, whom you trust, is a very valuable asset. Having a very thin relationship spread out among the mass may be good for like LinkedIn networking, but those aren't really anybody important in life. What you need is to work on the close relationships you have and be able to build those friendships over time, and to know that you won't always agree with your friends, and that friends must hold each other accountable through thick and thin. And that's how you build a tough, strong friendship. And in a natural disaster, how far would you go for that friend? How far would they go for you? These are things to think about. And I have thought about them. So when I call someone my friend, I really do mean it at a very deep level. So people can mock me for saying that, but I don't open the door for everyone. And that's quite wise. The more doors you open of access to you, the more harm, trauma, stress, and drama comes into your life. Truly comes into your life. And that can destabilize you, lead you astray, and can cause you major problems. More friends equals more opportunities for distraction. If you have solid groups of quality friends whom you know their character, their history, their preferences, their distastes, their pet peeves, their nerdiness down to a T, this is more valuable. because it takes time, effort, and energy. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. And I would say, pity the people who think they have a lot of friends and haven't woken up to the fact that if you haven't tested those friends, truly, they're one Facebook post away from unfriending you. And then you'll see. So be steadfast, be wise, and don't be friends with people just because you're having some strange kind of who has the most friends competition. Because that's how you invite predators into your life. Hopefully you're doing well and got some value from this video.